In the far-off past of the year 2010, I went to my friend's house for a playday. We loaded up on soft drinks, chips and lollies, and we ran into his lounge room. We hooked up his PlayStation 2, and he pulled out a game for us to play. Not just any game, but an M-rated game. I was nervous. M? For moderate violence? In a car game? It couldn't be. I gritted my teeth anyway, and we jumped in. It wasn't long before I was blown away by the pinnacle of car combat racing and dragged into the world of Burnout 3. The Burnout series was created by Criterion, who created Burnout 1 and Burnout 2 Point of Impact in 2001 and 2002 respectively for the early PS2 generation consoles. Published by Acclaim, these first two games were well received, the arcade racing being a good counter to the likes of Gran Turismo, which was taking the racing game world by storm. Both games were very well received, and things were looking good for the future. However, in 2004, Criterion hit trouble when Acclaim went bankrupt. Their games weren't selling, and their properties and assets were sold off to anyone willing to take them on. Criterion was purchased by Electronic Arts for a cool $48 million. EA had big plans for Criterion, wanting them to create a skateboarding game like their previous title, Trick Style. However, creative differences halted the project in its infancy. And, well, side note, rumours persist that this skateboarding concept evolved into the Skate series. EA and Criterion could not land on a project together, and it seemed this new partnership would end before it had even begun. The two companies were not keen to continue working together, primarily thanks to EA's meddling. However, Criterion agreed to work on another game for EA, as long as they maintained full creative control. EA finally agreed to keep their hands to themselves, and thus Burnout 3 Takedown was born. Gameplay-wise, Burnout 3 can be separated into two distinct halves, races and crash junctions. And, well, on the racing front, it's near perfection. The cars handle well, floaty but not uncontrollable, and they get up to speed quickly, especially with the help of the boost mechanic. Burnout 3 features a rather unique approach to the boost bar. The boost bar starts at one segment long, which gives you, well, frankly, a small amount of boost for a short amount of time. However, you aren't stuck with this Danny DeVito of a boost bar. Taking down opponents extends the bar up to 4 times its original length, greatly increasing your speeding capacity. This mechanic mirrors how playing Burnout Takedown increases my...
Keep it all in.
This mirrors how playing Burnout Takedown increases my capacity up to 4 times its original length. Fucking hell. Taking down opponents is quick, efficient, and satisfying. But don't get taken down yourself, or you'll get set back to one segment. Think of it like Boost Jenga, stacking the sections as much as possible before it all comes crashing down. I really enjoy this mechanic. It encourages you to hunt down other cars, stealing their boost for yourself like some sort of car vampire.
I want to siphon your gas!
Whilst it's not necessary to have a full boost bar to win races, you can very easily take some races with just a small segment, but the temptation of just taking down one more opponent and getting that little bit more boost is just too good to ignore. Burnout 3 is all about boost, risks, and takedowns. Takedowns, near misses, drifts, driving recklessly in all manner of ways gives you more boost. More boost, easier takedowns. More takedowns, more boost. In the words of Striker, risk equals reward. It's an important gameplay loop moment to moment, constantly searching for opponents to bash or psych out and trying to keep your foot to the floor as much as possible. In fact, in certain races, it's possible to fill your boost bar almost as fast as you deplete it, allowing you the potential to complete races, boosting almost the entire time. And to make matters easier, the game doesn't really punish you too greatly for crashing. Even after being taken down, you get respawned at a decent pace and are quickly able to get back into the action. There is limited rubber banding in Burnout Takedown. Sometimes it works pretty well behind the scenes, but some races will have your opponents stretch out to 10 plus seconds ahead with very little way to catch up. Thankfully, it's pretty easy to restart these races. Building off this, the game is also usually pretty generous with speed lost on grinding against walls or bumping into traffic. General contact doesn't wipe off a lot of speed, which is good, and it matches the somewhat floaty handling model well. It gives you a nice margin of error and doesn't immediately punish you for grazing traffic cars. The handling in Takedown emphasises speed and flow. Jumps and drifts are floaty and are satisfying to string together, meaning even in the slower classes of car, the sense of speed is great. But, well, driving the cars is only part of the puzzle. The name of the game is Takedown after all, so how does the game handle all this crashing and bashing? Takedowns are very satisfying to pull off. The weight behind cars feels perfect, and rams and sideswipes feel heavy, but not stop you in your tracks heavy. Grind opponents along guardrails, bump them into traffic, into buildings, or even follow them closely to psych them out. It's possible to take down your opponents without even touching them. As I said, takedowns are essential to filling your boost and going fast. But even if they were not essential, they're so satisfying to pull off, you'd still likely spend half the race hunting down other racers. Sometimes the best strategy is backing off and letting your opponents catch up, so you can ram them into an unsuspecting RV or a bus full of preschoolers. Burnout also features after-touch takedowns. After crashing, you have access to impact time, which allows you to throw your burning wreck into the path of other racers. Get a takedown this way and you won't lose any boost despite the accident. Now, these aren't easy to pull off consistently. Your opponents for the most part aren't just going to drive into you, so when you get an after-touch takedown, it feels all the better. You have your classic race types, standard lap affairs, point-to-point elimination, as well as some more unique race types for the Burnout series. Preview laps, which give you access to much later unlocked vehicles for a short time. Face-off, 1v1 races which pit you against special Dominator vehicles. And Road Rage, one of my personal favourite modes, taking down as many opponents as possible before the end of the time limit. It really is a smorgasbord of race types. But as I said before, the races are only half of what Burnout Takedown has to offer. Crash junctions, overall, are a pretty simple concept. Throw your car into traffic and cause as much damage as possible. It's like a puzzle game in a way, but instead of figuring out how to slide some tiles into the right place, you have to slide your car across a busy intersection into a fuel truck. It's a simple concept executed to perfection. There are extra pickups on some stages, cash bonuses or multipliers, as well as boosts or explosions. The aftertouch/impact time system really shines in this mode. Being able to influence the direction of your wreck is a necessity in order to gain those elusive gold medals. There's not much more to say really. You drive some special vehicles, sometimes exclusive to the crash mode, and things get more explosive as you go. It's a great distraction from the races when you're feeling a little bit too lazy to chase down another car to crash into and would prefer to fire yourself off a ramp. Crash mode is the perfect pick up and play car crash puzzler, and here to prove how easy it is Anastasia. The rules, Anastasia, are pretty simple: drive and crash. And well, previous viewers from our V-Rally 2 video would be well aware that you're already part of the way there with those skills. Luckily, Burnout 3 also offers couch co-op, which some of our older viewers will remember was once the only way to play video games with others without having to pay extra money for no reason. Pass the controller back and forth and see who can score the most. Let's get into it, shall we? Alright, Anastasia, it's simple enough. Essentially, you've just got to throw your car at some traffic, get cash, get points. Pretty simple as.
That's how I normally drive.
I've been in the car with you. We all know how it works.
Yeah.
Alright, boost, cash, traffic. There you go. And now, don't feel bad if you get utterly destroyed here, you know? No one's going to judge you. You see, what happened there is that basically I hit almost no one. Look at that. Countless lives ruined. Changed.
Think about that insurance money.
Well, I mean, that's what we're doing it for, presumably, is some insurance companies hide us just to ruin this.
Yeah.
There you go. Alright. Beat that.
Alright. Is it X accelerator? You never explained that.
Oh, I didn't? Sorry, I just assumed you'd played a video game before. Yes. You see, normally DJ Striker would be here telling us about the crash junction, but I had to turn him off because all of the music is linked in
Licensed,
that way.
Yeah.
Yep.
DJ Copyright Striker, more like.
Ugh. Alright. There we go. Jesus Christ. It just spontaneously combusted.
How'd I do? It's a gritting truck.
They like put salt on the roads and stuff like that.
Why? To season it?
Sorry Anastasia, it looks like I beat you.
Did you? I wasn't looking.
Yeah, I definitely did. See, look. Player 1's at the top and player 2's at the bottom. Sorry about that,
I don't
Anastasia.
think that's correct.
Look,
I don't think that's correct.
I got 200 million points and you got 4. That's a shame. It's a real shame. But that's okay, you know. You can't get it all first try. You know.
Also, I want to note, I bet you, without even I missed the boost, and I still won.
Well, you didn't beat me though. You can clearly see player 1 was at the top, player 2 was at the bottom, and I had 200 million points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to try again? Do you want to have another go?
Yep.
Well, let's try this level 2 for the first time, Anastasia. What do you think?
I'm really excited.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's gonna go off without a hitch.
Yeah. I'm sure there wasn't a previous attempt that we had.
No.
So a little bit more finesse needed here. So I'm sure I'll win again. But you know, maybe you'll be able to.
Maybe I'll skate by.
Fuck.
Whoa.
Is that it? Are you fucking kidding me?
Okay, just a tip, Ryan. So it's actually better to crash into cars that are moving.
Okay.
Because when cars are moving, they'll keep on moving. Is it my turn?
Yes, it's your turn.
Gimme.
Anyway, good luck. You're fucking kidding me. Alright, now this one requires a little bit of finesse, so let's see how we go here. Take that. Now to head towards these innocent buses.
No! Oh, come on.
Oh no. If that truck didn't stop, they likely would have been fine.
It was just that it was because, see, that's the cost of kindness, guys. That guy stopped because he was like, oh no, this unlicensed sports car has stopped in the middle of the road. I hope he's okay. And so they stop. And then this happens. So guys, the real lesson is this is the cost of kindness. The cost of kindness
is your life.
No, it's 90 grand.
Oh. Well, that's not too bad. What do you know? I won again. And, well,
this time you don't have to fake it. You
I
actually won this time.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. You sound crazy. Listen to yourself. Now, overall, Anastasia, what did you think of the Crash game mode?
I really like it. I think that I would like to try some different ones. The Twister one was very difficult. I think I would need more practice in order to do it. I wouldn't mind trying some the other modes, or other maps, I guess you would call them.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. It's a really good game. I think controls pretty well, even for the first 2 seconds of picking it up.
Yeah, no, definitely controls really easily. I just went with the stick. And I still found it fine. And yeah, no, I think that it was pretty easy to pick up and play, which is really the intention of that mode. It is a party mode.
Yeah. I'm glad you had fun. I know I did.
I mean, like, it can't be that hard because I did beat you.
No, Well, look, how about we go again? Best 8 out of 15.
No, I've already won. Best 6 of 11. Contest's done.
Well, thankfully I'm editing this video and I can make it look like I won, which I did.
What? No.
Well, thanks for your time, Anastasia. Let's move on. And well, no racing game is complete without some banging tunes to power your teen angst, and Burnout Takedown is no different. Emphasis on the angst. The soundtrack of Takedown is top tier in my opinion. A great rock, metal, emo mix with a bit of ska thrown in there for good measure. All delivered with the help of DJ Striker from Crash FM. DJ Striker introduces races and junctions and occasionally interjects during races to give us some quips or give us a little bit of extra information. Striker is voiced by real-life DJ/radio host Theodore Ted Ramon Striker, born Gary Ramon Standoff. Interesting to change your name and give yourself a nickname all in one go. But, well, who as far as I can tell, Striker is still active as a DJ in LA. Striker interjects before races and crash junctions, sometimes hinting at strategies or features of the track, and also places for those sneaky signature takedowns, and he also jumps in during races to throw out a quip or two, or even suggest that we go to the Burnout Takedown website, which brings you to nothing. The site's shut down. But apparently there was a bit to find here, such as more detailed car stats beyond the advertised speed and weight, as well as an interactive scrapbook of signature takedowns. Thanks to the Internet Archive, we can explore some of this, but, well, thanks to the death of Flash and the age of this site, it is fairly broken. Ooh, free shipping! That's cool. Oh, and we can even check out the soundtrack. Wow! Jimmy Eat World? Wait. Oh, wait, that's what I was talking about in the first place. Let's get back on track. The soundtrack of Takedown is one of the best parts of the game in my opinion. Highlights for me include Breathing by Yellow Card, Hot Night Crash, and of course Lazy Generation by the F-Ups, the intro song for the game. It is an essential part of the experience, and I place it on the Mount Rushmore of video game soundtracks, right next to Need for Speed Most Wanted and Imagine Pet Vet for the Nintendo DS. I would love to play some of these songs for you, but I would also like to avoid a copyright strike. Car-wise, Burnout Takedown is very, very diverse. No branded car models appear in the game officially, but that doesn't stop the list from having some great inclusions that replicate famous models or race series. The class system allows for a pretty wide variety of vehicles to try out: compact, muscle, coupe, sports, super, and special. From not Mustangs to not Porsches to not Ferraris, it's all here. Now, normally I'm not a big fan of unlicensed car lists. I find a lot of devs can half-ass their designs and phone it in a bit, but I think Burnout Takedown puts together a very solid list. We also have some cameos replicating some famous race series. We have Indy cars, NASCARs, and even a not quite Formula 1 car all featuring in the game. Now, there is some small issue with some of the new vehicles you unlock, essentially being other vehicles with different paint jobs, such as the Dominator and Assassin variants. Apparently these versions feature different stats which we can't see, but overall all the cars are well designed and fit the vibe of their class well. I would put the fictional cars in Burnout Takedown on a similar level to the GTA series in terms of car list and designs. They do a great job making a made-up car list that's iconic in its own way. And, well, if the vehicles were licensed, we wouldn't have such great crash and damage physics. manufacturers are a lot less likely to give the tick of approval to racing games which want to blow their cars up and set them on fire. We also do have the crash mode exclusive vehicles, garbage trucks, fire trucks and the like. Despite not being able to race with them, they can all be quite enjoyable in the short term before we send them into holiday traffic. Outside of the aforementioned vehicles, there's not much else to work towards unlocking wise. We can work towards takedown trophies and targets, but there's no real reward beyond checking all the boxes. We also have our signature takedowns to work towards, takedowns in specific locations or against specific objects, which come with a Polaroid to commemorate our achievements. But beyond this, there's not much to work towards beyond the gold medals and crash totals. Really, it's not necessary in my eyes. Burnout Takedown is the perfect arcade racer. Sure, arcade games can have some fun unlockables, but ultimately it's about the gameplay first and foremost. Sure, arcade games can have some fun unlockables, but ultimately it's about the gameplay first and foremost. If you need some artificial unlockable or achievement to make you want to keep playing, you're playing the wrong game. Burnout Takedown is an excellent combination of handling, crashing, style, and substance. There's not many games I would play ahead of it when it comes to the arcade racing genre. But unfortunately, nowadays it seems the Burnout series is done and dusted. The sequels after Takedown went reasonably well overall, Revenge and Paradise were well received, but the series was effectively put on hold, with Criterion being handed the keys to the Need for Speed franchise. Most Wanted 2012 serves as a somewhat spiritual successor to Paradise, but there seem to be no plans to continue the series, and good lord, Most Wanted 2012 came out over a decade ago. Seriously, what the fuck? Some Burnout devs released Dangerous Golf in 2016, a golf game based loosely off the concepts of the Crash game mode. We also have spiritual successor Dangerous Driving, which I have not played, but did receive less than favourable reviews. The devs are apparently working on a sequel, Recreation, but that has been in the works for over 4 years now. Criterion themselves now fully work on Need for Speed and assist on Battlefield when needed, and they simply don't have the manpower, it seems, to be spread so thinly. And alas, it does seem the Burnout series is done for the foreseeable future. Arcade races don't hold the grip on gamers that they used to. Major franchises like Need for Speed and Forza Horizon cover most of the genre, and the racing game genre as a whole is nowhere near what it used to be in terms of interest and diversity. Recently, the Forza Motorsport brand was almost entirely shut down, with all of the devs being transferred to work on Forza Horizon. I see the fall of arcade races similarly to the decline of pure comedy movies. In the film industry, comedies have been in decline on an industry scale due to the transition away from DVD rentals and increased production costs, and I think arcade races mirror this path. With increasing development costs, less couch multiplayer and more interest in sim or simcade games, the full arcade or car combat genre just doesn't bring in the tickets that it used to. Burnout 3 is perhaps the pinnacle of arcade races, lightning in a bottle caught at the perfect time. I'd love to see the series return one day, but with Need for Speed's current struggles and the seemingly overall lack of interest in the wider gaming community, I don't like its chances. Perhaps one day we could get a remaster or a remake. The benefit of unlicensed vehicles makes this prospect slightly more likely, but it's still a long shot. And, well, maybe Burnout Takedown deserves to be left in the past. Much like Superbad and Step Brothers, maybe it's good enough that these things were made in the first place. Maybe it's good that things are moving on. We still have these, we can still play them, and they'll forever be unblemished by the touches of modern gaming devs. Burnout 3 is what happens when you capture the very core ideas of street racing, motorsport, and destruction. And that's why it's the best arcade racer ever. Thank you all for watching another video here on Nostalgia Bait. Thanks for joining me as I go back on one of my favourite games of all time. Did you ever play Burnout 3? Did you play any of the Burnout series? Were you as similarly disappointed, relatively, with Burnout Paradise and its open world dynamics? Let me know down in the comments. Also, please trust me that I beat Anastasia. I didn't edit things, that's just how it went. I won. Don't worry about it. Thank you all. Please like, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. and we'll see you all again in the next video. Thank you.